Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain some questions related with the chapter Theory of Cost. So, as we know, all of we know the meaning of cost. Cost is the sum total of explicit cost is the sum total of explicit cost and implicit cost, including normal profit. Okay, what is the meaning of explicit cost? The expenses incurred on the factor services which will be hired from outside. Suppose I am hiring one labor from outside and I am giving wages of 200 rupees. That is the meaning of explicit cost. And what is the meaning of implicit cost? Implicit cost is the cost which will be estimated while calculating the cost which will be provided by self-employed person. Suppose I am having a factory, I am having a land, I am using this land in the production process. So I don't have to give rent to the outsider because it is my own land. So whatever rent will be generated, that value must be estimated. How to estimate? If I lend out this land to the outsider, how much I will get against rent? So that value you have to find out. That is the meaning of estimating the value. So in case of finding out the value of implicit cost, we have to estimate it. And in case of explicit cost, it is the expenses actually incurred, and in implicit cost, it is the estimated value of the provided factor services. And normal profit will be included with it. What is the meaning of normal profit? Normal profit is the profit received by entrepreneur in return of his service, that is normal profit. So cost is the sum total of explicit cost and implicit cost including normal profit. Now, what is the question? State which of the following statements are true or false. First question is given as implicit costs are costs of self-owned and self-employed resources. As I told you earlier, the expenses incurred on my provided factor services, the money spent on self-provided factor services is known as implicit cost. So answer of A, it is true statement. Why? Implicit cost means the cost incurred on the self-owned and self-employed resources. That is why it is true. Next question is B. Even when the firm stops production in the short period, it has to incur the loss of fixed cost. So, what is the meaning of fixed cost? The cost which will not vary with the level of output. In the short period, the factors of production are divided into two. One is fixed factor, another is variable factor. So, fixed factors are those factors in the short period we cannot change their size. Okay, but variable factors are those factors in the short run we can change their size or we can change their number to increase the production. So fixed costs are related with fixed factor, that is the cost incurred on fixed factors of production or the cost which will not vary with the level of output. Now we have learned about the meaning of fixed cost. It does not depend on the level of output. If the production is 0, we have to spend a certain amount of fixed cost. If the production is 100, 50, whatever it is, we have to spend the same amount of fixed cost. So, even when the firm stops production, it is not related with production. If production is stopped or production is going on, it will not influence the fixed cost. It will be fixed in nature. It does not depend on the level of output. Whether the production is nil or the production, some positive value of there of production, the fixed cost will be remaining same. On the viewpoint of this, you see, even when the firm stops production in the short period, it has to incur the loss of fixed cost. You are not producing output, but you are not getting anything, but you have to spend money for the fixed factor. Suppose you have borrowed 1 acre of land from somebody, you have to give the rent. That is, rent is the example of fixed cost. Whether you are doing production or not doing production, you have to keep that rupees 100 to the land owner. So fixed cost, if you are incurring losses, you have to you have to carry the amount of fixed cost. That is why it is true. It does not depend on the level of output. And question number C, ABC. What is the meaning of ABC? Average variable cost. starts from the point of origin and rises upwards to the right. Now let me explain this question. See this diagram. Okay. See this diagram, y-axis, x-axis, output, average variable cost measured in rupees, and it is measured in units. Okay. So what is the shape of ABC curve? It is U shape. It is U shape. Okay. But it is told that ABC starts from the point of origin. It will start from the point of origin, then it will move upwards to the right. So it is a false statement because shape of ABC curve is U shape. That is why which means first it will fall as we increase the level of output. Then after reaching its minimum point, if we increase the level of output, ABC starts rising. Okay. So ABC curve will be U shape. So it does not match with the question given. ABC never starts from the point of origin and they start upward rising to the right. So that is why it is a false statement. Thank you, students.